Hello guys, we're back. We have a Xbox controller, and I'm just gonna mess with this and also use this as an excuse to talk about gaming and stuff like that. I've been gaming for a long time. I started with the oh my gosh, I'm like blanking now. I think my first system ever was a Nintendo 64. Okay, and I remember I was like playing with that and being like, man, this is awesome. This is fun. Playing Super Mario 64 literally. And like, I just fell in love with gaming. And I would get like Game Boys and Nintendo DS's. And I had a GameCube, I had a PS2, I had an Xbox 360. And I slowly just stayed with gaming for a really long time. Gaming has always been my jam, my jam. Gaming has been my jam, right? And I remember, we'll be back to this, don't worry. And I remember it was like such a big part of my life. And as I got older, I slowly started to get interested in like PC gaming, right? Because they say like, PC Master Race was the thing when I was younger. And I hate to admit it, but I have slowly been indoctrinated. Okay, they've pulled me to the dark side, to the PC gaming side. But I was console for a long time. Like I still bought the newest Xbox and the newest PS5 when they first came out, because I loved both at that point. I didn't discriminate. I had a Switch as well. I don't have like a ton of expensive hobbies, and so it was always really easy for me to find like, extra funds to be able to put towards like gaming related stuff. And then maybe around 2 or 3 years ago, I got my first gaming laptop, because gaming laptops used to suck. Like, they used to be really, really bad. And over time, they have slowly gotten better and better. And what did I have? I had a MSI Katana, I think. And it had like what did it have in it? It had a 3060. It had a 3060 in it. And like it ran things pretty well, right? For the time. I remember like gaming on my little gaming laptop. But obviously it would struggle with higher end games and like the newer stuff coming out. And so I slowly decided, okay, let's see, like what's next, right? Because I do enjoy gaming on like PC and stuff like that. And so I decided to save up, and I finally got my hands on like an actual gaming PC. It was a pre-built. I wanted to build my first one, but it was in a very busy time in my life, and I just didn't have the time to get all these parts together and put them all together and stuff. Pre-builts are getting really good now. And so I ended up with one with a 4070 Super. It's like pretty decent graphics card. And I think the CPU was what is the other brand? I'm like, the second I hit record, I just start blanking on everything. AMD. It's an AMD CPU. I forget the exact one, but we can do a video on that someday if you guys want like a super breakdown of like my PC build and stuff like that. But yeah. And then I got that bad boy. And that thing runs like a champ, I will say, for anybody who wants to make that switch, PCs can be a little finicky sometimes. I know that with pre-builts and how good they've gotten, there are some that are very, not closer to plug and play like a game console. But I think a lot of them still do require a little bit of tinkering to get it to run the way you do, like the way that you want it to run. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that is like what makes PC so fun, because you get to kind of customize it the way you want, and do whatever you want to it. It's kind of like part of the fun. And then during this time, So there was a point maybe like a year or two ago, I had, or less than a year or two ago, I had my PC, I had my newest Xbox, the Series X, I had the PS5, and I had the Switch 2. And I realized that I just didn't have as much time as I used to for gaming. And so I didn't need all of these consoles because I could barely play any of them. But I still loved gaming, so I was going to keep, at least half of them, right? So I had to decide which ones I was going to get rid of. So Xbox and Microsoft, they've done a really amazing job of putting their games on PC. And a lot of people see this as like a negative thing, but I never see like the destruction of exclusivity as a bad thing. Like I never see having more flexibility of where I want to play my games as a bad thing, And so I was like, well, that's awesome. Like I can play my Xbox games on my PC. And so like I made the decision to sell that, to get rid of the Xbox. They're slowly moving towards a more like digital market anyways. Like their next console, they've already talked about in the news about it being more of like a PC gaming console than just a gaming console. They made the ROG Ally X, the Xbox edition that has like Windows on it. So like they're slowly kind of moving that direction anyways. Yeah, so I like lost where I was for a second. So the ROG Ally X that made that. So I decided to sell the Xbox. And then I decided to sell the Switch. Here's the thing. I love Nintendo. And I loved what they did with the Switch 2. Like they actually sold us a powerful device for once, which is not usually something Nintendo likes to do. And so I was like, okay, this is cool. Like I like this. This is dope. However, because Nintendo is the only console that doesn't put their games on like any other system, like it kind of creates this sense of like, well, you have to have one to play the games. However, I'm not going to get specific. I'm just going to say there are other ways to play Nintendo games on other things. And I don't want to say anything too much because I don't want to get in trouble. And so because of finding that out, I decided to sell my Switch 2. So that left my PS5 and my PC. And at this point, I then added something. But wait, I know I said I wanted to like lower the amount of things I have, but give me a second to explain, okay? At the time, this is maybe last year, it's, about to be it actually is literally Thanksgiving right now of 2025. So that gives you reference, right? So it's past when the Switch 2 came out, stuff like that. And I realized that as much as I love PC gaming, I and a lot of other people all had this complaint that, if you work a job where you're at a desk or you're tired some days, you don't want to sit at like a computer desk to play games. Like you want to play things mobilely. And that kind of led me down the path of like mobile, like handheld PC gaming consoles. And that eventually led me to the goat of all goats, the Steam Deck. I mean, I can literally, it's not going to show up in focus, but I can show you. Here it is. It's kind of a big boy. It's kind of focusing a little bit. It just likes to be something about this camera. It doesn't like to like focus on images that are not a person. So it can be kind of weird sometimes. So we're going to set this down to the side and we'll pick this up again later, I guess. So the Steam Deck, which runs on Linux, so I had to learn a new operating system. But it's great for emulation. It's great for having my PC, gaming library on the go, right? Obviously, you're not playing anything crazy on it. Like you're not going to play GTA 6 on your Steam Deck. Like at least not at very high graphics. It's going to probably be like low everything, if at all. But it's great for like an indie gaming machine. Like I love indie games. Like I love like roguelites, like Cult of the Lamb. I've been playing Hades 2. I've been playing Balatro. Been playing what's the? I'm blanking on it. Clover Pit, the gambling roguelike. Let's go gambling. You know, and it's perfect for those type of games because like they're smaller. They're like just little fun experiences. I've been really enjoying Have a Seat. If you guys ever heard of that, for people who've been around long enough, this actually started as like a gaming ASMR channel where I would literally like screen record my games. I didn't have face cam at the time, but I would screen record my games and just like play them and whisper and soft speak into the mic as I played games. I'd like to possibly revisit that at some point, but I'm enjoying having like this more proper ASMR setup. It just feels more like natural, and I get to stand, I get to like just talk at the camera. But anyways, so I got the Steam Deck, which I do not regret at all. It's great. If you want it's also the cheapest. You can get, depending on when you watch this video, on Black Friday, these often go down to $300. That is a mobile game. I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm not, this is a mobile gaming PC that can play a lot of stuff. And it also has like a full, Linux operating system on it. So you can also use it as a PC. You can make like a keyboard and like a mouse. Oh my goodness. I like to kick something. You can connect a keyboard and a mouse to it, and you can just like use like a computer, right? So that felt like a no-brainer for me. It was like kind of replacing the Switch 2 in a way, I guess, if you want to say that. So I really love this thing. So yeah, the only reason I'm keeping the PS5 around is for GTA 6. It got delayed again. But the only reason I'm holding on to the PS5 is for GTA 6, because GTA games, they usually come out on console first. And that's usually like where they come out first, and then usually after like a year, they'll release it on PC. But I'm not waiting a year to play GTA 6. So that's the only reason I'm keeping the PS5 around. But if it wasn't for that, I'd sell that too. But I still think I did pretty well. I dropped down to 3 things instead of like 4 or 5. And I actually use all of them. Either I'm sitting at my PC doing schoolwork or playing games. When I want to play my PC in bed, I pick up my Steam Deck. So yeah, I just think it's, fun. But yeah, I feel a lot happier with like what I have right now. I feel like I've generally been trying to downsize my life a little bit. Just because I feel like I have too much stuff, right? And not because I buy a lot of stuff, but because I hold on to my things, right? Like I have clothes that I haven't worn since high school, and I'm 26, so that's 10 years ago. I don't need these clothes, so like I need to donate them. I need to get rid of them. It's just like, it's hard, because like you have all this stuff that you've had for so long, and it's like, oh, I gotta get rid of it, but there's nothing wrong with it. But it's been something that I've been trying to work on, right? So now let's revisit this thingy right here. Let's revisit this thing. I wanted to kind of talk about the different controllers. Let me back up a little. That might be a little loud. The different controllers and things like that. The Xbox controller is probably my favorite. This one is really cool too. It's like a see-through case, if you can kind of tell. Because it doesn't want to focus on it, so don't look at it too long or it might hurt your eyes. Oh, good enough. Yeah, I've always loved the Xbox controller. It's always been my favorite controller. When I moved to PC, I was mostly a console gamer, and so I got to choose which controller I wanted to mainly use. And I ended up choosing this one. It's just so smooth. I think PlayStation controllers. The first thing I like, I sadly don't have a PlayStation controller to like show you guys because it's in storage. But I like that the thumbsticks are asymmetrical. I don't know if that's the right word. On the PlayStation controller, they're directly across from each other. They're directly across from each other. I'm too clumsy to like mess with very like clicky clacky things, but you get the point. And so everything on the newer Xbox controllers just feels really like premium, really nice in the hands. Like they have the rubberized grips on the back that I'm not even going to put it close to the camera because it's not going to focus. We can try to like cover your eyes. It might hurt your eyes. Oh, okay. I mean, it's kind of, but you can't really see it, but it's rubberized on the back for like grip purposes, which is really cool. Yeah, Xbox controller, my favorite. I guess we could look at the Steam Deck. This beautiful boy. This thing is kind of big. I'm sure you can kind of tell with it next to my head. This thing is gigantic, but it's really cool. It does have the thumbsticks straight across, like I was literally complaining about. But because it's so big, I guess, like it doesn't bother me as much because my hands are so far apart. They have these really cool trackpads that are on here. These big square pieces. And what these do is these work as kind of like mouse controls. So you can put your little fingers on there. And if it's a game that requires mouse or it wasn't designed to work with a controller, you can use these trackpads like mouses. They have one on each side. Also very scratchy. It's a nice material though, like overall. I have this really cool case on the back. It comes with a kickstand because the Steam Deck does not naturally come with a kickstand, which is a shame because this thing is huge. It needs a kickstand. So yeah, really cool little device. Probably my favorite device right now. That's more modern, I guess you could say. But yeah, okay. I've done a lot of yapping about gaming and stuff, and like I said, someday I may get back into that. Get back into just making like more of the traditional like gaming stuff, but with ASMR and vocals, of course. My first love, ASMR. Yeah, I just want to come on here and yap about gaming for a little bit. So, yeah, thanks. Thank you guys for coming and being here and hanging out. Hopefully, as I was fidgeting with everything, nothing was too loud. Because I'm so clumsy and things just like fall out of my hands sometimes or like slip out of my hands. But yeah, thanks. It's been fun yapping with you guys. And I will see you later.